Hello CFA students and CFA candidates. Welcome to another CFA Daily Lesson. Today we will be covering one of the main topics in corporate issuers. We'll be talking about WACC, Weighted Average Cost of Capital. So let's check the question, the tricks to it, and how we solve it. An analyst gathers the following information about FK Corp. Wow, FK Corp, what a pleasure. The target capital structure is 50% debt and 50% equity. Important information. The company's stock has a target beta of 1.1 and a marginal tax rate of 40%. The company's 1,000 face value bonds traded 920 or 92 of par. Their coupon rate is 5%, paid semi-annual, and bonds mature in 10 years. Finally, risk-free rate is 5% and market risk premium is 5% as well. FK Corp's weighted average cost of capital is closest to blah, blah, blah. So there are a couple of things here. First, he is asking you the weighted average cost of capital, and there are tons of information to calculate it. So in an exam like CFA Level 1, time may be a problem, may be a struggle. So you want to make sure you do that quickly, you do it fast, all right? Second thing, he may give you more information than you need. So he may give you stuff that you're not actually using in the calculation. And third, information is not, consolidated in the specific areas you need. So he may give you one information on debt and one information on equity in the same statement. So it's a couple things he makes to confuse you and also to make you lose some time. So that's the reason why training is so important. So let's get to the question. So we know that WACC is calculated with this formula. WACC is the weight of debt times the cost of debt, the weight of equity times the cost of equity. If you just look at this formula, you will figure out that it's a weighted average actually. So you have the weight of debt, the weight of equity, and the cost of debt and the cost of equity. There's one more thing that we do here, very important one. That's why I left for the last part, which is you have a tax bracket. What is a tax bracket? Well, basically companies that take a lot of debt, they pay a lot of interest. And if they pay a lot of interest, they don't have enough profits. And if they have less profits, they pay less taxes. So for companies, getting debt is a way to save taxes, right? So this is the formula. So basically we gotta figure out all those variables over there and plug and chug. So let's do them down here. Who is weighted of debt? Is this guy over here, 50%. Who is cost of debt? We don't know that yet, so we gotta calculate it. Who is weight of equity? That's this guy over here, so 50%. Who is cost of equity? We don't know that either. And 1 minus t, well, that one we do know, which is 40%. So 1 minus 40%. All right, so everything we have, all the information we have so far is down here. Now we gotta find out who is cost of debt and who is cost of equity. To calculate cost of debt, we'll take the information he gives you on the bonds. So 920 is the present value, 1,000 is the future value, 10 years or 20 semesters is the maturity, and the 5%, which makes 50 bucks, is paid semi-annual. So you're actually getting 25 per semester. So let's go to our calculator and see what's the actual yield. So 920 is present value, 1,000 is a face value, 20 semesters is the number of periods, 25 you're actually receiving that, so it's payments, and then you click for the interest or the yield to maturity, which as you can see is 3%. So the cost of that, the yield in which this bond is trading is 3%, but annualized. So roughly speaking, 6, right? Remember, you will have to plug this number here and we'll have to deduct the tax bracket or the tax shield that you have. And finally, the cost of equity, we'll be using the famous KPM formula, market premium. So risk-free is 5%, beta is 1.1, and the market risk premium is another 5%. So that makes 1.1 times 5 makes 5.5, plus 10 makes 10.5. So we come here and we plug this number over here. So now you can have a look at the whole thing and you see that the WACC is a big formula. Some of the data was already there. You just have to find it out. Some other data you had to calculate it. So now we are ready to get to the final answer. So 6%, take the tax shield off. You have that number. 50% of that is the amount that comes from debt. Now the equity is 10.5, this is also 50%, and then you add it all up. So by doing all this, you get to approximately 7.1%. Bear in mind that the CFA Institute asks you closest to, because you may get a round number. So this is a question that if you take it over and over again, it becomes automatic. It's not so difficult in its essence. The problem is doing this whole thing in 1.5 minutes. That's why training is so important. You gotta, read the statement, find the data, and keep plugging it as quick as you can. So that makes us a very tough question. We hope you like it. Keep in touch. Keep following us in the social media. There are more daily lessons coming up very soon. Thanks, guys.